Mark Meyer. He's a Robert Shillman, a distinguished professor here at Northeastern, a serial software entrepreneur. He's going to chat with us a little bit this evening. So, Professor Meyer.
Thank you very much. Hi, my name is Mark. And yes, I'm a professor and a serial software entrepreneur. We're doing another company right now, as a matter of fact. It's a great time to be starting a company. It really is. It's a great time. And the good news is there's a lot more money than there are good ideas to put the money into. It's a great time to have a great venture idea and be going out to raise some money, particularly from angel investors. So you're doing this just at the right time. Now, the nice thing about the Entrepreneurship Club and the HIC Innovation Challenge is they keep the faculty, the professors, out of it as much as possible. That's the really nice thing. So I'm not going to ruin that good track record by giving you an hour-long lecture. I didn't even have a PowerPoint for you. Actually, I did, but the people who run this act here, they don't even let me have a projector to show you the PowerPoint. So that's fine. No, that's the way to keep professors in check, I'm telling you. But I can empathize with you folks. I mean, I really can. I don't want you to do this because it upset my parents a hell of a lot, but I dropped out of school for 5 years to start my first software company when I was 21. I mean, I had my college degree, that's good. But I left graduate school across the river. We built one heck of a company. We were fearless, absolutely fearless. When you're young, you can sleep on a couch, you can do anything. And you're fearless about going up to anybody and selling what you got. And so now's the time to be doing this, just at your age, just at this track of your careers. And we try and teach you as much as we can as faculty in these classes and whatnot, but the best way to learn is to get out there and do it, make a few mistakes, pick yourself up, and go out and do it again, all the wiser. So I have a few comments just to make about this event, and I want to thank some people for putting it all together. This is a great event. I've been here now for about an hour. I mean, I was just thinking about my week this week. That was the quickest, most enjoyable hour that I certainly spent all week long. And I wish we were doing this again next week, as a matter of fact. It's a great event that you folks have put together, and the reason is because it's you folks doing it. And the ventures that we see here are exciting, and the entrepreneurs are certainly passionate, so I just want to give a big round of applause to everybody who has a booth here. And you know, I tell all of you that want to be entrepreneurs, the first customer you try and sell, they're going to probably say no. Second one's probably going to say no. But that third or fourth or fifth, all you need is one to say yes to prove what you got to sell, and then you're rolling. And it doesn't make a lot of sense to go out and raise any sort of money. And I speak from lots of scars on my back. I'm also an angel investor myself now. And I'm starting another software company. But I'm still learning things as I go along, that it makes no sense to go out and try to raise money from anybody until you have a product or a service, and you've sold one customer or consumer or somebody, you've gotten some real commitment, real cash, that validates what your product or service is. And only then can you go out and raise the capital that you need to go out and build your company. We like to teach about business plans here at Northeastern, right? You take an entrepreneurship class and you learn how to write a business plan. You don't raise money on a business plan. It's a tool to raise money, but you don't raise money on a business plan. What you raise money on is a great idea that's validated by real customers, hopefully with a little bit of cash, and a really good team that's as passionate as you are, that you can take this idea that's validated by a customer to and build a great company with it. And take on the big companies of the world in doing so. Take on the IBMs and the EMCs or whoever it is in your category, the Whole Foods. Because what happens if you're successful in taking them on? What's going to happen? What's going to happen probably? They're probably going to want to buy you. And then you get to do it all again. And again and again. So that's what it's like in this day and age of starting a company. It all starts in places like this. Every time I see the students doing their thing outside of the classroom, I'm absolutely convinced that the NU community, you folks, you are definitely the most entrepreneurial, definitely pragmatic and street smart, definitely fearless. I mean, you are the best group of college students in the New England area for doing just what you're trying to do right now. So you should take And I just say that just because I'm a professor here. I mean that. I work at all these different, visit these different colleges, and there's nobody quite like you folks. So you just keep it up and you're doing everybody proud. Now, a lot of you probably are going to be graduating in the next 2 or 3 years, right? Yeah, you're going to be graduating pretty soon. Maybe next year, who knows? I see some people shaking heads are never going to graduate. That's good. Well, some of you may be taking jobs with big companies, and everything that you're doing here tonight, believe it or not, is what large corporations also want when they hire young people. They want innovation. They want people who are fearless. They want people who are street smart and don't talk back to them a lot of academic theories they learned in the classroom. They want people who know how to innovate, who know how to talk to customers, who know how to build business models around a good idea, and know how to, most importantly, work with other people and not be arrogant. So for those of you that aren't going to be entrepreneurs, what you're doing now is probably the best thing you could be doing in terms of getting yourself ready to go out there and work with an IBM, for example, and help those large corporations grow. So as I think about this, and now I'm looking back at my experience, so I have a little bit of gray hair now. And so I've done probably 10 ventures or so. And I'm thinking about the ways we've made money. So there are some ways to make money where it is a pure technology innovation. There's a couple of ventures here which are technical innovations. And I had one of those, and it was good, but it was a long haul. I had another one that was good in the long haul, very long haul, because when you have a pure technology innovation, you have to have IP around it, and then in a way, you search for the compelling application for the technology. And when you find something that sticks, then you scale it up and build a business around it. That usually takes 2 or 3 years to find the thing that's going to stick on the wall to build a business. That was my first company. It took us 3 years to find the thing on the wall that would stick. It was actually real-time process control software, and believe it or not, the thing that stuck was real-time process control for brewing beer. Became the market leader, the world leader in brewing beer systems. Honest to God, it's the most fun in the world once we got something to stick. But it took a long time to get to that point. The other way that you can make something a successful business is to have a pure business model innovation. A classic example of this is one of our former students, is a guy named John Reedy, but the name of his company is Ready. I think Ready sounds better than Reedy for the name of a company. And what they do, or what he did when he was a student here, is he was a lobster man in Maine, and that is how he was paying for school. Did you ever hear about Ready Seafood by the Reedy brothers? So what they did is they were taking classes here, and they were hearing about some stories, and they decided to go from getting lobsters from out of the ocean and selling them in New England to selling them around the world where people pay more for lobsters. And then they transformed the whole business into a gifting service where lawyers and bankers and investment professionals would gift lobsters to their high net worth clientele and buy the proceeds of a lobster for the entire season. Like 40, 50 lobsters out of a pot, and then John would be a lobsterman, call up on the cell phone and call up the high net worth individual, say, "This is Captain John, you got your lobsters? Gee, I'll tell you how I caught them today," even though he didn't catch them. And he made the whole notion of a lobster commodity into an experience, into a gifting experience. And I spoke with him 2 days ago, because I want some free lobster. No, I called him 2 days ago. And he said, "Mark, I got to tell you, we're going to hit $20 million this year." He and his brother up in Portland, Maine, with a global business selling to high net worth individuals who want to have an experience over their dinner table with their friends. Isn't that great? And that was a project just like this. And honest to God, when he was first a student, he was probably making $15,000, $20,000, breaking his back, harvesting lobsters out in the cold ocean, and somehow getting through school and taking his classes, driving down from Maine. So that's a pure market innovation space, a business model innovation. Now, the third way that you can really make money is you can just take something that somebody's doing here and you can do it someplace else. And I've seen that happen a lot, and that's what the world is about. So I have another student who has a business not all that different than Neil's back there with Extra Ticket. There you go, Neil. Good company, Neil. And what Alvin wanted to do, he's Chinese, so he wanted to go back home to Shanghai because, as we've all read about, things are moving over in China. And so he was doing a mobile application for just doing mobile search. A mobile search in the Chinese language, and then adding value-added services like how to find a date or where to meet up for a restaurant, and making it recurring revenue based on these value-added services. So Alvin wanted to get his first proof of concept customer. So by hook or crook, he offered his stuff literally for free. We had to sort of like stake him so he had a place to sleep. He actually got the Chinese Olympics to sign on to his service. And that made the company. Now he has 100 employees, and he has China Mobile as his major customer. And China Mobile itself has 310 million subscribers. How many people live in the United States? A few more, just a few more. And that's just one company. So he's not doing anything different than what people do here. It's just in a completely different context. We have another alum named Aaron Gowell, who has a company that aggregates train tickets from different railway systems and presents it to the consumer through a portal if they want to buy a trip from one place to another and it crosses national boundaries. Where does that happen all the time? Europe. So Aaron's now in London. He has a number of countries signed up. He's the largest seat aggregator. He takes 5% for every transaction done. Right now, if you want to go from London over to Cologne, Germany, you got to buy like 4 or 5 different tickets, and it's just a mess. So that's an example of something that's done here that can actually be done in a different context. You think about those 3 ways as you think about your event. This has become a little bit like a lecture. I'm just trying to share some ideas with you. And I'm just waiting for the judges to be done with their decision making. But it's so true. There's so many ways to make money. Technology, business model, and marketing. So that's what I really want. And each one can be a key element of differentiation. And you know, if you're going to go in front of an investor, if you're going to come in front of me or any other investor, you don't have to be different in 100 different ways. As a matter of fact, if you say that you're different in 100 different ways, most investors are going to get pretty scared. You just have to be clearly different in one clear way. And I tend to think of it in one of these 3 dimensions: great technology, great business model, or a distinctive new market or territory that you're going after that is not yet penetrated. So those are the words of, I'm not calling them wisdom, those are lessons that I personally learned from making mistakes and being the better for and sharing it with people like you. Now at this point, I just want to thank a few people who have organized this great event, because that's what people like me are supposed to do. So it's actually a pretty long list, but I'll make it quick. The people that have organized this event, is Aaron, Jerry here? Gary here? Woo! Aaron here? Aaron has been absolutely selfless in putting all this together. Great guy. Greg Skloot is here. I saw Greg. There you are, Greg. Yeah, these 2 individuals are just, you know, you guys are doing this out of the goodness of your heart and having fun doing it. And we're very, very grateful. All of us are really grateful. And you should definitely keep the professors out of it, because they're ruining it. So keep on doing what you're doing and how you're doing it. It's a good thing.